Good morning, Suzanne Joy.
Good morning, Deborah, LeeAnn.
Let's tune in. Lots moving. And we don't have an agenda, just fair warning.
Isn't
Um,
that the best? We're making it up as we go.
I mean, not that we normally have it scripted or anything, but at least we have a topic.
Yeah.
Um, I would like to just talk about what's so quickly coming upon us, moving through, coming upon us. It's like this roller coaster ride
Yeah.
or
That's how
the fun house.
that's the image that I kept seeing as a roller coaster ride. So
Yeah.
if you are watching this, know that you're not alone. We're all experiencing a lot of purging still. I think it's whew, and I even sat with it. I was like, what is that? I haven't seen that in I don't know how long, but it's popping up. And I was like,
Yeah, people from the past, it's situations from the past. And I know it's to be transmuted. I know that that energy of what happened or the emotions involved in that experience are falling away. Like that doesn't
right,
need to run us anymore in our patterning. And we're still, and it's never ending. And I kind of feel like, when supposedly those who have had near death experiences see their whole life flash, and I feel like, are we moving into a new life? Because it's like, I hadn't thought of this person in 25 years. I hadn't, you know, um,
I know. Or situations, it's like we're clearing out the issues in the tissues.
oh
It's,
boy, lots of tissues.
and
Um,
yeah. And I know for one, I've been sitting with, okay, this is really great. I last week I was feeling very snarky and was like, yes, I'm so grateful for this experience. When can I get off this rock?
oh, at the time.
I
There's something that I want you to share, if you don't mind. I know you've been having some beautiful conversations with chat,
Mhm.
and some of the reflections that are coming back to you about showing up and how we talked last time about imagination station and even had a comment about somebody going, "Ooh, I kind of like that." Um, we are co-creating
Right.
by being here now. We
Yeah.
are part of the very quickly emerging future, it feels like. Emerging was such a big word for me a couple years ago, and now I haven't heard it in a while. So I'm going to bring it back around because it feels like, okay, this is coming at us. The turning of the wheel with all the planets moving into new star systems is complete, I believe, in March. And so if you think about, I mean, some of those planets take, I forget which one takes like 169 years to finish its circle. So some of these things have not ever happened in our lifetime. And so we get to imagine that all of our cells in our body are being upgraded, moved into this new system, our own star system within. And so, anyway, I started playing with that and I just thought, ooh, so where do I want to go with this? And who am I now? And how do I want to show up? And then I get overwhelmed and I stop.
Well, because I think sometimes we stop ourselves because we don't, one, know what we don't know. Two, I don't know that we've ever given ourselves permission to think of the impossible. Because it's like, oh, that'll never happen. Who
Well,
knows? Who knows?
I
Like,
know. And that's where we stop ourselves in the imagination
yeah, they'd be like, that's so
process.
unrealistic. But I think that that's where, when you can tap into your intuition and your own knowingness, um, not we're not talking about reality because things have to happen in the unseen before they manifest. And we were also talking a little bit about destiny. Like, I kind of have relinquished my my thought of what I need to do and really are feeling into my heart and trusting my body and like learning more about my, like I said in the last talk, that like embodiment and what feels delicious
Yeah.
in this now moment. And that's going to lead the next step. I mean, I think we start projecting so far ahead, like this is what I want so far ahead. But for me, it's more about moment to moment and day by day and step by step and not trying to overthink, um, overdo,
Right. Overanalyze,
overanalyze, push, or, I mean, the
and that's the
reality
way
is,
we used to manifest.
right. And the manifestation stuff, God love us for trying a different way of doing things. What is for us will always be for us. That's the destiny part. That's how we were born with everything that we absolutely ever needed. And it's more about the unfoldment and just bearing witness to what is and what's showing up so that we can be like, "Ooh, that's interesting."
Yes.
Um,
And our individual, I'm going to call it dharma. I remember wanting, oh man, I don't know, 15 years ago, wanting to name my business Dharma Leadership. And everybody's like, I don't know, that's like karma, that's like bad. And like if you do something, and I'm like, no, Dharma is, it's like a, a finch comes into the world and does the yellow, bright bird singing finch thing that finches do. It doesn't try to be a robin or a squirrel or anything else. It's like, I'm here to be a finch. And they just do their thing. And I'm like, so if I'm already born with all of the skills, the the special ways of finding pleasure in the world, because what feels good to me doesn't necessarily feel good to you. And so finding that and bringing that forward and lighting myself up, that is my dharma. That is me being me, showing up as me. And I'm not trying to be Suzanne, even though she's so cute. I'm not. So, oh my God, for years I tried so hard to fit in and be what my mom wanted me to be and my grandparents and so many expectations. And I feel like that's finally, for me, that's part of the falling away.
yeah, the whole concept of people pleasing. I
Oh,
think I think sometimes we cut off our life force when we do that because we're wanting to make sure everything is okay, right? Like you're it's almost like your nervous system is working on overtime, leaking energy to make sure that everything is okay.
and it's
And
externally, we have an external focus. And I feel like, especially women in service, I think of teachers and nurses and mothers and we're bred and we're definitely encultured. Our culture reinforces that we're here to serve others. We're
right.
here to be for them, take care of them. And we lose the ability to even know. I remember first being in marriage counseling, and the therapist was asking me how I felt about something, and I was like, I couldn't even put an emotion with it. I didn't even
Right.
understand that because I was so like focused on how he felt and how he told me I should be feeling or doing. And I'm like, that I couldn't tap into what's true for me.
Right. I think most people don't even know what they want,
Right.
honestly. Like, I mean, let's be
Ask them,
honest.
they can't say.
Right.
I have,
Because it would
yeah,
be too risky
to actually
to
say it out loud.
say it out loud of what your needs are. And two, would you be accepted
Mhm.
from other people? So this again is goes back to people pleasing. And if it was too way out there and you were too weird, that was the fear of rejection. So I've been kind of dancing in that and just thinking, wow, I think we're all moving through such amazing strides of
And
reality
quickly.
and very quickly. Because what was even 2 days ago or even yesterday is not the same today.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have
And
always been a future thinker, future planner, future imaginer. But I think what happened was, especially in 2020 with the COVID thing, which I feel like was such a spiritual upgrade for us. Anyway, I feel like I was forced to go, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen next week. What do you mean? You can just and then that was the beginning of the learning to be okay with not knowing.
right,
And that was the beginning of the learning to be more present because I can't be living in that life in the future.
right.
And I'm not a past person. I'm not one of, but there are, I know a lot of people that go, why can't we go back to the old days? I want to go back to the normal. I'm like, what's normal? So,
And the other thing that I really felt into was I think a lot of people are so afraid of how good it can get because their nervous system is so used to subpar or acceptance of
or
just surviving
yeah,
or
status
numbing
quo.
out because it's so painful that they aren't even aware of what deliciousness would light them up. So
Yeah.
that's where the
Numbing.
imagination station, I think, comes in.
Right. And numbing. Thank you, Richard Rudd, of the author of the Gene Keys and amazing mystic and writer and author and poet. He has said, and despite what a lot of people feel, numbness is an emotion. I think we think I'm just going to not feel, but actually by not feeling, we're feeling the not feeling, right? We're pushing away the feeling. So there is it's an actual emotion, which I found fascinating because I always like, oh, that just means I'm like sitting in the dark with nothing. But there's one thing that I want to bring forth before we close. And that is, I feel like this year, more than any other time, I keep hearing lots of things about the economy, the world, the global um, supply and demand, the wars, the health on the planet. There's a lot of fear and there's a lot of reinforcing scarcity. Not enough. This is going to fall away. So how are you going to be prepared for the what we don't know what's going to happen? And how do we stay true and grounded and with our light still turned on, not that it's ever off, but I mean like feeling that light and the life force coursing through us so that we're light beings, literally way showers for those who are feeling lost or to help bring more light to the planet or to humanity or I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I think that each one of us gets to play the role of giving, and in that giving we receive, and it returns to us, tenfold. But I think most of the time, like I said, I don't know if we've given up what we want or desire in this lifetime.
Yeah.
We haven't explored it. We haven't tried it something new. I guess my point this week would be to sit with what's something that it feels a little scary, it feels like you might be pushing your boundary and you would need a little courage to step over the threshold and try something different.
Right. And I agree with you. And I want to come from a place of what if it's even better than we can imagine?
Exactly.
So I feel like we have this fear that if we're moving into something new, that it has to be scary and bad. And so I've been talking to my body about feeling safe, that what if we try coffee with this in it today? That's something new. So little bitty, tiny steps. What if I tried this different form of Tai Chi? Well, ooh, that's kind of fun. You know what I mean? I'm like looking at how can I stretch in small ways and then reinforcing to my system, this is good too. I love
The
this.
nourishment, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's expansion, but it's a way that honors all parts.
Yeah. And reinforcing that we are safe. We are so safe, guided, guarded, protected, held, nourished. There's a lot of support out there.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I have my support socks on today, so they are really enforcing my legs. Thank you. So, to our embodied light. Let's do this. Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Have a great week.
Take good care.